Hey folks, and welcome back. I'm actually taking a break from homework. My brain is fried on reinforced concrete. So I figured I'd do an episode. Actually, we're going back to my favorite website, Backpackerverse, and it's a ghost story. And it's called The Farmhouse in the Void. When I was younger, my uncle bought a property in the country for the purpose of raising crops. It was a sprawling green land of over 40 acres with a homestead out the front where my uncle and his family lived. A strange part of the property included an abandoned farmhouse towards the back, which my uncle blocked off. At a family reunion one year, when I was 12, I overheard the adults talking about the farmhouse's history. Apparently, the original owners had slaughtered his family, even his family pets. His wife was found hanging inside. Before the authorities were alerted, he buried his children and the pets out in the back, then shot himself in the patio. My uncle had some dairy cows, horses, 2 cattle dogs, all of which refused to venture near the farmhouse. I heard him tell my parents that there were even rodents and insects that could not be found there, even in the 50-foot radius. My 11-year-old cousin and I were fascinated with the stories and secretly planned to investigate it the next day. Even though we were both delighted in telling and listening to the haunted stories, we were a little apprehensive. We had no clue about the terror we discovered, even though our parents warned us to stay away. We snuck off and pretended that we were going to visit the horses. After wandering around, deliberately taking our time, we were soon climbing over the stile and facing the farmhouse. We were both chattering and enjoying each other's company, but now the looming building lured us into silence. It was strange that a misty fog was settled around the farmhouse, and a strong sense of foreboding came over me. My cousin was braver than I was, and she shook it off before me, shouting over her shoulder, "Come on, chicken!" I swallowed the lump in my throat and followed suit, although I dragged my steps and felt the darkness come over me. As we approached, the stillness made me shiver. While the boarded windows suggested that evil was contained within, I stopped at the footsteps. While my cousin raced onto the porch, she turned and waved me over to join her. "You go in first," I said. She rolled her eyes, put her hand on the knob, and then yanked her hand away in fright. Although afraid, I was annoyed with her. "What's wrong?" I asked. She shook her head and turned the knob. Soon I was right behind her and we slowly stepped in. The door creaked loudly and the heavy air swallowed us up. The building was soon silent and we moved toward the stairs. Neither of us spoke, due to the overwhelming fear. We jumped up when a dog barked like an echo. Then a shot rang out from what sounded like a void within a memory. We were then distracted by a creepy creaking noise, making our flesh crawl and the hairs of our necks prickle. My cousin whispered, "What is that?" before turning to look behind us. She began to scream and her eyes widened. I turned and followed her gaze and saw a woman hanging from the dusty chandelier. We ran upstairs to escape. We could barely breathe, now crying and clinging to each other. Then more screams came from one of us. More screams came from one of the rooms. Trembling uncontrollably, we saw a little boy and a girl race out of the room covered in blood. That did it. We bolted straight out of the front door, past the hanging woman, and all the way back to my uncle's house. We didn't tell anyone for fear of recrimination. That is trippy. I like that story. I really do. The Farmhouse in the Void can be found on the Backpackerverse under blog ghost stories. Go check it out. So yeah, this is gonna be like a really short episode. I just needed to distract my brain because I've been working way too much on reinforced concrete. So this is a mini baby episode for you all to enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. The more you guys subscribe and you share and you like, it helps the podcast in the charts. And I appreciate to the 1,500 people who've downloaded my plays, my episodes. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And to those who are new, welcome to the seance room. And that's what I call the area for my podcast. Is called the seance room. There's many reasons why. And I guess I could explain it. Based on my background, many would say I talk to the dead. And in talking to the dead, I kind of take that and I use it as a seance room. So my podcast, the area where I hold my podcast, I call it the seance room. Though any room will be due for communication with the dead. But I don't know, I thought it was kind of catchy. Welcome to the seance room. Kind of matched my theme song. But anyways, please get back. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you feel like donating, please, you can donate via, I'm on Speaker. I moved from Anchor to Speaker, where Anchor had the 1,500 and something plays. I transferred over because this one gave me the option of going live on Facebook or on YouTube. So, hopefully that'll be better. And you can always donate. I have a PayPal where you could donate to. The donations will help with the upgrade in the podcast. And those that have donated gave me the option to transfer my podcast over to Speaker, where they have the go live option. Now, the next thing I want to do is that Speaker also has an option to create an app so people can listen to your podcast. And, that's $99. And I know it's not a lot of money, but, through donations and stuff like that, I plan to use that money to as for the yearly subscription for the app. That way people can actually download the app and listen to the podcast via the app. So with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday evening. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on all our social medias, and I will see you soon. Ghosty out.